Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sin get the sun go down on your wrath. Amen? Man, I want to talk for a moment. It's all right to be angry, but don't sin. You can get mad sometimes, but don't sin. Amen? What makes you mad is the question. There are some people who appear to be unmoved, unshaken by any circumstance. No matter what comes their way, they're just cool and collected. They are always solid. When you see them, they the same. Nothing moves them. They just as steadfast as they want to be. Then you got others who explode at the moment or the drop of a dime. They're angry. They're ready to pounce on you. They're like a tiger or a lion at the door waiting to pounce on whatever it is that's in its way. Amen? What makes you angry? Is it driving? Y'all ever been on the road? Driving on the freeway on your way to Dallas? It might be all right on your way to Dallas, but as soon as you get up in the Fort Worth, Tarrant County, then you start seeing the drivers that you don't know anything about begin to start just zipping and moving all kind of ways. They reckless, they pull right in front of you on a busy highway and hit the brakes. Do that make you mad? Do that get you upset? Do you get angry? Now, if you're like most of us, don't be standing in a line. You've been standing in that line for 30 minutes and somebody just come up and just cut in front of you. You might get a little bit more than words cutting in front of you. What makes you mad? Believe it or not, even those that are cool and collected, they do have an angry button. Those who seem to not be concerned about anything, they get an angry button. Jesus showed us an angry button when he was dealing with folks that were mistreating God folks. He got so angry saying that you priests and Pharisees are doing some bad stuff. Pharisees and Sadducees, you're dealing with folks taking their turtle dove, knowing that this is all that they have, then you tell them that it's no good. Then they have to go down the line and buy a turtle dove so they can make their sacrifice, and you sell them their unclean turtle dove back to them as it's clean. Jesus was mad. Do not make my father's house you are thieves. And he turned over the table. So that we all have angry buttons. Now, I say this because what we have seen in police officers killing one another, killing our people. But we also need to be concerned about us killing our own self too. Amen? Because a life is a life, but we are concerned. We are concerned about what they're doing. And I've seen these things on news several times, and it gets to me. But y'all, on this one, it just hit me a different way. It reaches the core of my spirit. It just reaches the wrong way. I understand that Mr. Floyd was not the best of people. He done some bad things, but we all have done some bad things. But I know that he did some terrible things that But that doesn't mean that you can go and kill him. He had loved ones that loved him. He had some children that loved him. He had some siblings that loved him. We all have somebody that loves us. Even the worst person in the world, their mother still loved them. Amen? And so, even though he may not be what we ought to be, but I'm concerned about what happened to him in the way that it happened. It doesn't matter, even if he acted a fool while they was arresting him, once they got him on the ground, that was enough. That was enough to surrender him. It was nothing else that he could do. Amen. I'm angry. I'm angry about what happened to him, how it happened to him, and why it happened to him. That's why I'm angry. Last week, I was asked this question: what do I say to my boys, and what would I say to other black boys and men on how would they deal with the situation? And I addressed it, and I want to continue to address it. The first thing that we have to do is to keep ourselves out of the sight of the police officer. If you're not in their sight, then you're most likely not to be bothered. I'm not saying that it always happens, but if you're not in their sight, then you're not bothered. But guess what, y'all? All of us cannot live in the best of neighborhoods. And you do know, if you are in a neighborhood where there's a lot of crime and a lot of stuff going on, police officers tend to be in that area more. If you're in the suburbs, you're in the rural areas, you might not come in contact with them as much. So what we have to do is to try to stay out of their eyesight, out of their sight. Because if you're not in their sight, then they have no reason to bother you. But when you do become into their sight, you have to be respectful. And I say that because we ought to be respectful to one another, no matter who they are. We ought to be respectful. But a lot of times we got folks that have problems dealing with those who are in authority. But I come by to tell you that somebody is always going to be in authority over you. So you might well be able to come to the sense of being under authority. Amen? You don't want to be in authority and you come to the military, guess what? You get ready to get under some authority and some that you might not like, but you're going to get under his authority. And I remember that my brother's nephew was at high school talking crazy to a police officer, and I was a teacher at the high school. I pulled that little Negro to the side and said, look at here, boy. Now, he knew not to deal with me. He said, talk to me the way he talked to him, that police officer. I said, look, you talking about your mama ain't raised no fool. Yes, sir, she did. You talking like this, she raised one. You're a fool. Now, if it was me, and you talking to me like this, put my hands on you. Because I would be feeling threatened the way that you're talking to me and what you were saying. I would feel threatened about what you were doing, and I would put my hands on you. Whether you black, white, Chinese, Greek, or whatever, I would put my hands on you because you don't understand authority. And because you don't understand authority, then that means that I need to do something about it. So what we have to do is be respectful. Even when they are disrespectful, sometimes you still need to be respectful. I know it's hard to do. And when I was younger, that was a hard thing to say. You tell me, and my father told me, if they hit you in the face, turn the other cheek. Okay, hit me in my left cheek. I'm going to turn, now hit me in my right one. Okay, now hit me back on this one. Okay, I already turned the cheek, so now only 2 times, because I'm taking it literally. I want to go and you're going to do it 4 and 5 times. Okay, now I'm going to take action into my own hand. But what we have to do is learn as men. And I'm talking to black men because we can be aggressive. But we have to know when to be silent and let things go. I'm talking about because you know what? White police officers are not just killing black people. Black police officers at times are killing black people. Okay? But the thing is, we have to be respectful to them. We have to learn how to yield to authority. Now look here, y'all. Police officers want to go home at the end of the day. They do. They want to see their family at the end of the day. And guess what? You and I, at the end of the day, want to get home and see our family also. So we cannot escalate the situation and give them a reason or excuse to use force. Now realize, I understand that there are bad police officers, cops out there, but everybody is not bad. But what needs to happen that I didn't see happen when I was watching the video is that good police officers, or should have been good police officers, did not stop bad police officers. Sometimes, even when you're a junior, and they taught us in the military that even if you're dealing with a superior, and when you know it's an unlawful order, you don't have to obey it. Now, you still may get in trouble, but when we always say that watch out in the watch. When you go through and break it through the watch and stuff start going through, the truth will come out. So they were just as bad. So good cops, good police officers have to hold bad police officers under control. Now, what's terrible about this situation, this is not the first time that he done stuff like this. Previous mayors and police department chiefs and president knew that he was a bad actor. He should have been gone a long time ago. Amen? So, guess what? If I got a doctor that hurt somebody, guess what happened? The state take his license and he can't practice medicine anymore. Same thing didn't happen in the police department. When you are not doing right, your license to be a police officer needs to be taken, and you cannot practice being a police officer again. Anger is given, is God-given passion to prompt us to deal with and react to injury, insults, and wrong. Depending on the motive, anger can be sinful or it can be wise. Those who are inclined to react in a way that encourage anger out of revenge is sinful. Because when you try to do something in revenge, you get yourself in trouble. That's why God said, vengeance is mine and let me pay it. I will repay it bigger. When we try to gain revenge, and we end up getting our own self in trouble. So, it's all right to be angry, but we need to be angry and respond in the right way. Tell us that when we are angry, we are not to sin. Now, y'all, we live in a society, and we live in a society with social media that you got folks trying to tell folks what to do. You need to be careful by everything that's been put on social media, everything that's on the news media. You got celebrities trying to tell us what we should do. And when they begin to do that, y'all, I don't know about y'all, but I begin to take it personally. if I disagree with what you're saying, then you tell me that I'm not a black man. I've been black all my life. I was black before you was even born. I know how to think for myself, y'all. I'm not letting celebrity think for me. I'm going to think for my own self. I spent 26 years in the military ensuring that you as a black man or whoever you are, that you can do whatever it is that your heart desires. Some of my friends, my comrades, paid the ultimate price in giving their life so that we can do what it is that we want to do. If we need to march, it's okay to march. But it ain't okay for you to tell my business in your marching. It's okay for you to do whatever you need to do, but you need to do it in a right way. You need to be able to do it in a way that is right, not wrong. So celebrities cannot tell me how to think. Do y'all want me to tell you how to think? I can't tell you how to think. All I can do is give you the word of God, tell you what God said, but I can't make you do anything, and I can't tell you you ain't black because you ain't doing what I want you to do. Look, y'all, cults get folks to buy into whatever they say is right, and then they can get you drinking like Jim Jones, drinking cyanide, killing yourself. I ain't doing it. Get in the court, you married and tell you ain't married no more. Your wife is now his wife. No, that ain't happening, brother. I know how to think for myself. And what I'm saying to us and young people, and you don't have to do what other black folks are doing when it is wrong. You have to do what is right. Whether you have to do it all by yourself, you have to do what's right. And right, most of the time, keep you out of trouble, but sometimes doing what's right gets you in trouble. Okay? Dr. King did what was right, but he did it in a way that was respectful and peaceful, and yet he still got in trouble, but he still did what he needed to do. And because he did what he did and others did what they did, he was able to make some difference in progress in what we're doing. We're not where we ought to be, but guess what, y'all? I've been to many countries. And even though the United States have its faults and flaws, there's no other country I'd rather be in than this one. And the reason why I say I'm not a cult follower, check this out, y'all. You think I'm going to support you when you said that we need to defund the police departments? That's stupid, man. I'm not doing that. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? When you are in your home and you call the police because someone is robbing you, and because the police have been defunded, it won't be nobody there to come when you need them. What number do you call when you get in trouble that's easy to call? 911. Even when you all confused and say, man, what's the number to 911? Somebody can tell you it's 911. Huh? Well, I said that because I done asked it, man. Man, what's the number to 911? What is it, man? 911. Okay. But you don't already know that. So what I'm saying is, when you're calling and when you're in trouble, you call on God, but when you need someone to come to your care, you still call a police officer. And then after you call them, you may pray that the right one come, but you're calling for them to come to your rescue. 99% of them will do the right thing. But if you defund them, then they can't come. And guess what? You got rich folks and celebrities telling them to defund the police department. Now, if they defund it, They're nowhere around to help you. But guess what? If I am a rich person, a celebrity, guess what? I can hire me some bodyguard, armed bodyguard, to protect me from criminals. It ain't doing you no good, but yet you listen to them and they really don't have no skin in the game. So, come on, man. I'm dealing with this because I'm hearing some stuff that doesn't sound right, doesn't make sense. I understand that we may be upset and angry, but just because I'm set up as some bad police officers don't mean that I don't want none. Anybody here, do you prefer to have a police officer?
Yeah.
Calm, praying that, you might have to pray that it's the right knucklehead, it's the right police officer, not a knucklehead, but you still want someone to come. That's why you dialed the number.
Yeah, yeah.
So criminals know, they know from the giddy up. If I'm a thief, y'all, and y'all ain't gonna bring no police officer in this area, I'm going wherever I want to go, take wherever I want to. Now, if I think you got a gun and you'll use it, I might not bother you. But I'm going to get some stuff I ain't worked for. I can't stand a Negro taking my stuff that I worked hard for, y'all. You work for your stuff. If you work for your stuff, it's yours. Nobody ought to become, you come in my house, man, you need to knock on the door and I need to invite you in. You just can't come in a window saying that I like your toaster and your microwave. I like it too, that's why I bought it. Look, y'all, I know I told y'all last week I try not to get in this political thing, but when I see stuff that's not right, I got to speak on it. You want to change things in America, it needs to be changed, but some changes we're going too far. I don't want to be like China, y'all. Because in China, you ain't got no rights. We're the only country in the world that we have rights. We have freedom to do things. You don't have no right to protest in China. You protest in China. Y'all remember that square in China when they brought them tanks out and run over folks? And we talking about that's wrong, but yet they did it anyway. And they'll do it again because they are not like us. Now we can ride, I'm not ride, but protest when we have been mistreated. And we need some action done. But you can't, we don't really see anything about George Floyd because we're talking about people being robbed, people being done this. Now, y'all, I'm thinking about that federal officer that was in Oakland, California. He got shot and died, black man. But the media gloss over that, don't say much about that. His life matters. He's doing the right thing. Retired captain in Illinois protecting a pawn shop. Guess what? Who was coming through there to rob the pawn shop? A bunch of black folk, boys coming through there, about 7 of them, coming through there with pistols. He's the father of 5, got 10 grandchildren. Retired and then got another job in a small town to be their police chief, and he died. Nobody talked about that, but his life mattered too. Just because we got issues, we can't go around killing other folks trying to bring our issue to light. Y'all too wrong, don't make no right. Does that make sense though?
Yes.
Now, look, you go in and you burn it. We got a pandemic going on, and we got these riots going on. This is like 1918, 1964, 68, 1992, all rolled in the war now going on. We got all of this stuff going on. And then we're taking folks' livelihood. When you see a business that's successful, it took years for that business to be successful. Then you burn it down and you take away their livelihood, but you also take away the livelihood of the people that they employ. We can't do that. But what we got to do is we got to let ourselves be known for who we are. I got to be angry, but I can't sin. I can't destroy others in my anger because I'm tired of being sick and tired. But I got to do it in a way that I get the attention of those who need it. If I want to change something, then I got to get into the situation with. If I want to change the system, I got to get involved in the system. If I want to change something, I can't talk about somebody that was voted in office and I didn't vote. You got to get out and vote. Now the person that you want to win didn't win, that's fine, but you can complain when things, but if you didn't vote, you have no reason or right to complain because you didn't exercise the rights that was given to you. Black folks died so that we can vote. White folks died so that we can vote. Our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents lost their arms, their legs, and died so that we can learn how to read. And then when we got our children that want to go to school and then don't want to read. So we can't burn down each other's property. Then what happened to the social distancing? Huh? Well, it was social distancing and folks talking in leadership telling me when I was, and I know that all churches can't be open, but people protesting peacefully about going to church, working, and they're getting ridiculed, saying you can't do it. You're unlawful. I told you and said you can't do it. But now we're rioting and we're saying that it's okay. Both of them is a injustice. Injustice for killing a black unarmed man, but it's an injustice to keep me from going and serving God. So which one is right? Which one is wrong? So now, when this is over with, what are you going to tell me? Are you going to tell me that I still can't go to church because too many of y'all are close together? You weren't saying that when you got thousands, tens of thousands of folks right on top of each other. And everybody ain't wearing no mask, y'all. So I ought to be able to, if I need to, but I'm glad that we're not that large that we need to still be gone. But I still don't want nobody else telling us what we ought to do. We ought to be able to take the situation and make our own decision on what we want to do. Amen? Now I'm mindful, and I'm mindful that we want everybody to be safe. So as Christians, we have to achieve a compassionate spirit, a spirit that implies that we know how to respond with a measure of passion in the spirit of Christ, but we got to be able to move in anger, but sin not. Y'all, what I'm trying to say, I know it takes me a while to get there, but what I'm trying to say, it's all right to be angry. I'm not telling you not to be angry. But we can't roughshod somebody else because we're angry. We have to do what we need to do to make others know that we're angry, but we got to do it in the right way. When we look at our text tells us this. Paul tells us he inspired the believer to develop a total new lifestyle from that of the Gentile. He tells them and he describes to them in verse 25 through 31, he talks to them about Christians. First of all, you got to tell the truth. In verse 25, in verse 28, he said you got to be trustworthy. We have to be trustworthy, y'all, in what we do. In verse 29, he said, be courteous in your speech. How we speak to one another makes a difference. How we talk to one another can make a difference. If we talk with, we can talk in a way that we can invoke violence and invoke a spirit that wants to destroy. We got to speak in a way that is mindful to us. Verse 29, speak with courtesy. In verse 31, avoid bitterness, gospel, and evil speaking. And so when we look at our text, it tells us, Paul said, be angry. In verse 31, it said, let all anger be put away from you. That doesn't make sense, y'all. One thing you tell me I can be angry, then the next sentence you tell me I can't be angry. But Paul is saying, look, I got to tell you this way. When we look at the Greek word for anger in verse 26, that word is argizo. And argizo means a godly indignation against evil. It rises and it lasts. It's a situation that deals with hardship. It suggests that we have an emotion, but our emotion is not rise about indignation, but godly indignation. It doesn't rise as resentment or hate, but it rises at right or wrong. So we have to look at these verses and understand that God responds in a different way. The way that God responds, we look at his divine anger in Genesis 3 when he responds when man sinned. He didn't respond in a revengeful way, but he responded and he cursed the ground of Eve and Adam, the ground and Satan. He responded with that. When man was sinful, he responded by a great flood in the earth. He responded in a way to the sin, but he didn't respond in hate. When we are angry, we can't be angry and hate. Amen?
Amen.
Can't be angry. But look at man. When we're angry, it's quite different. Sometimes, y'all, we get angry because of jealousy. Y'all know when somebody's jealous, an angry man that's jealous cannot be satisfied. If he's jealous, he's not satisfied till he feel that he has avenged the wrong. Man, sometimes in their anger, most of the time can be violent, destructive. And we ought to be in a place where we ought to be able to make a difference and not destructive. We ought to be constructive and not destructive. Amen?
Amen.
Man is contentious. In Proverbs 21 and 19, it says this: the anger of a resentful person is always contentious and seek an argument. Such as anger stems from evil source and is dangerous. It is better to dwell in the wilderness, better to get away than the contention of an angry person. Amen? And so, how should we respond in anger? We live in a society that disturb us as children of God. We ought to move in a godly anger. We ought to be angry about the level of poverty in the United States, homelessness, hunger and unemployment are the national problem that should move us to change our system to provide decent housing, reasonable health care, and employment for the people. We ought to be angry with the society in which we live and the system that invoke materialism, but does not provide us the means to get it and put us in jail for the promotion of it. We should be angry about the victims of crimes, because sometimes we forget about the victims of the crime. The anger of the church needs to be challenged in a preparation and a response to an issue. And if the issue is drugs and crime that is destroying man and the safety of our community and society, then we should be angry. And if we are angry, we ought to respond in a way that promote program in the midst of saving and aiming to saving our boys and showing our girls how and nurturing them in a way and providing a safe neighborhood. If we got racism as a problem in our world, the church ought to respond with anger, and it ought to be militant response, but it has to be nonviolent. We need to move in a way because God demands that we respect the fatherhood of God and that we deal with the brotherhood of man. Amen. Even though I may be angry, I need to understand that he's still my brother. Don't you get mad at your brothers and your sisters sometimes? But the Bible tells us that we got to love them. And if you're married, you get mad at your spouse sometimes, but the Bible says that you got to love them. Doesn't mean that you will always like them. There's time when you don't like them for what they're doing. But because you love them, you do them no harm. When we love one another, when we are angry, we still need to do it in love, but we need to do it in a way that they understand that I'm angry. Understand that there needs to be some change in our lives. Sometimes that change needs to start with me. If there's hatred in my heart, I need to talk to God about the hatred in my heart. And then when I understand the hatred in my heart and God has removed that hatred from my heart, then I can talk to others about the hatred in them. And if they have hatred, we need to pray to God that he move hatred from their heart. But some folks that have hatred in their heart ought not be in certain positions. If you got a man that hates you for the color of your skin, he ought to not be a police officer. Why? Because if he placed his knee on my neck for 8 minutes, y'all, I come by to tell you that's a lynching. A lynching is a lynching. You can lynch me with a rope and put it around my neck. Or you can put your knee on my neck on a street corner. I say that that's a lynching because I can't breathe. I need you, and we need to understand that I got to tell the world that I serve God, and you just can't treat me any way that you want to. You got to do it in a way when you are peaceful. I understand when King was walking and they were doing certain things. They had women and little children and they sick dogs and washed them down with fire hoses. But he kept doing what he was doing. police brutality. I'm not be talking about how they burning down other folks' businesses. We ought to be talking about you got to stop killing our boys, but yet they're talking about how we looting and tearing up things. But if we march in a way that we can tell them what's on our hearts, then they can't get themselves off the main thing. The main thing has to stay the main thing. No matter what hoodlum may come your way. Y'all, in every situation, you'll find rednecks coming in trying to mess your thing up. In every situation, you'll find thugs that come into your place trying to mess things up. Yeah, you can call them whatever you want to call them, but a knucklehead is a knucklehead. You can call him a redneck, but he's still a knucklehead. You can call him a thug, yet he's still a knucklehead. You are not letting me get to the place that I'm trying to get to. And because you're not representing what I need to be represented, I need for you to move out of the way. I need you to be in the background. You don't need to be in the front because you can't speak for me. I got to be angry. But I ain't gonna sin. I'm gonna let you know you've been mistreating me, but I ain't gonna do it with a gun. But I'm gonna get myself in a position where I can change the laws. I'm gonna get myself in a position where I can fire you when you're messing up. Yes, I can't try to please everybody. I get myself in trouble, whether I'm black or white, when I try to please folks. What I got to do, I got to do what is right, no matter what you think. And when I do what is right, everything will work itself out. Yes, I gotta get on my knees when I got some hard times on my way. I gotta lift up my hand and say, Father, I stretch my hand to thee. No other help I know. If thou would draw thyself from me, tell me, Lord, where shall I go? I need thee. Oh, how I need thee. Is there anybody in this place? Do you need the Lord? You can sin. It's okay. You can't sin. It's okay to be angry, but sin not. Let your main thing be the main thing. Rioting and looting is not the main thing. You killing my brothers. Nonsense. Needless. That's the main thing. Keep our eyes on the prize. Be angry. You sin not. Because anger makes us move. Even the person that's cool and collected, he gets to a point where he gets angry. When he gets angry, he moves. Amen. Jesus got angry, he moved. He let folks know that he was angry. We got to let people know that we're angry, but we got to do something about it. We got to be constructive. Destruction does not help us. When we are destructive, we harm ourselves and we harm others. But when we harm ourselves, we feel it more. Yes, yes. If I ain't got much and you take that from me, I'm in bad trouble. If I got a lot, you take something from me and I got the means to get it back, I'm fine. You saying I can loot you. You got insurance. Everybody can afford insurance. Now they done lost their business because you want to take something that's not yours. You keeping your eyes off the main thing. Make sure that folks keep their eyes on the main thing. Everybody talking about what we are doing and saying, and then what's so bad about it, then we let some folks come in that it ain't what they come in because they're taking advantage of the situation. Supplying rocks and bricks. And because the rocks and bricks are there, now we're going to use them. They wasn't there, we've been fired. I'm 18 years old, I'm going to the liquor store, taking out a case of beer. What do that got to do with the situation? But that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how you lose. Be angry. It's all right, y'all. I want you to be angry. Because when you're angry, you move. The church got to be angry. We got to move. But we can't sin. Because sin is a distraction. And it takes away the focus of the main thing. Let your major be major. Stop minoring. Stop majoring in minor stuff and majoring in major stuff. And let minor be minor. Amen. 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 We open the door of the church for what we're going to do, y'all. I know I'm trying to get done a little quicker. But what we're going to do a communion. I have the communion when you pull it off yourself. So I'm going to come out and pass it to you. And I have my mask on, and then we'll do communion. Okay? We can come to your right, my left. You can sit, if you're in family, you can sit together, close to each other. If you're not in the same household, then you can separate yourself. Just come over, sit in this rows that got people in there, go ahead and sit in those seats. Will. Amen? And as we are preparing ourselves, we normally read the scripture in Corinthians that talk about